Hello, good evening, friends. This is GV Shivakumar here. As per request from many of our friends, actually, I have added new streams in engineering branches, right? As already told, actually, other than the normal computer science, which was already existing or which is already existing, we have computer science, self support, and then computer science with big data analytics, computer science with the specialization in IoT, cybersecurity, and including blockchain, and computer science with intelligence, right? And data sciences, and artificial intelligence and data sciences, right? And then actually data analytics also there. And we have computer science and business systems. And in that series we have one another good engineering for those who are interested in both hardware and software, or a kind of firmware, right? So computer science with a specialization in communication engineering, that is a really very good engineering. So for those interested in hardware plus software, right? Say for example, if you are operating any device, any automation device, or say let's say our laptop or desktop. So the manufacturing is done with the hardware engineering, and the inside operation and all the logics, or the automations within the systems, right? Bias and all these programs can be done with the software engineering. Just this is for an example, so that actually you can get a chance to learn both hardware and related software, so that you can work with any kind of electronics or software applications, right? So this is really very good engineering. And when coming to the scope, definitely we are having lot of scopes in case of I can say in a government organization or public sector units, or a private sector units, or semi or quasi government units, and a lot of communication network industries. So even actually we can work in RF communication, satellite communication, mobile communication. And so even actually you are due to the combo of software plus hardware, you can get a chance to learn both computer related courses. That is what say the computer programming development, and then software I can say development, right? And then actually big data analytics, and then IoT, blockchain, cybersecurity, data analytics, artificial intelligence, so communication work and network designs. And then actually you can get a chance to work in microcontrollers or microprocessors, both of programming as well as hardware. Then actually you work in signal processing in case of as in the case of electronics, communication engineering. And so in this course you can study both I can say hardware devices, as well as how it is controlled by a software, right? So everything is covered in this course, that is computer science and communication engineering. So we have cloud computing. So all these things actually part of the computer science and communication engineering. And so nowadays actually in India, right, actually I can say the communication, as already said, is not a big growing field. It's still to develop. But this course is very suitable when you're choosing software. If you are interested in hardware and software. And yeah, as per India, we have a lot of IT companies, so application programming and development programming, compiler programming, you can get into that area. by using the course. And later at a point of some point of time, you got bored with software development and you want to switch over to the hardware design platforms or hardware as an hardware engineer or something, then actually you can take that field. And also if you want to pursue a higher education in US or Europe or Australia, this course will be a good advantage for you because you are getting a chance to learn both hardware and software. So many people are asking, when I choose this computer science and communication engineering, what are my job opportunities, in which areas I will get. So you will become a data architect or application architect, or I can say information architect, or an infrastructure architect, or a data scientist, data analyst, or a data architect, and cyber specialist. And so you become a data engineer, electronics engineer, or communication engineer. Also, when you're getting more chance in particular field, you will become a technical director in particular field of communications or software industry, and network planning engineers, network control engineers. And then even actually in many IT companies, many people after doing the study, they will become server support or desktop support engineers or administrators, and then field test engineers. And one thing I like to tell you, actually after doing the course, you can get a chance to work in DRDO or ISRO or any army related communication engineering field, or police related communication engineering. You can work in cyber security, blockchain, IoT, and then actually I can say data, big data analyst or data science engineer. So these are the growing field, right? So you can get a chance to work in these areas. So you can you are eligible to work in radar communication, satellite communication. So you are eligible to work in the field of space and research administration, and you will get a chance to work in a lot of foreign country based actually research, space research organizations. That is one among the thing, because you will learn both software and hardware. So this is the biggest advantage when compared to other streams of engineering, right? When going for a normal ECE, actually it will be full of electronics and communication engineering with little bit of software is there. I'm not denying it, but the the area of coverage is less in ECE. In case of pure computer science, you are studying only uh, the data structures or operating systems, technology or language, compiler program, application program, like that. So you are not getting a chance to go deeply into, even though you are studying microprocessor programming or microcontroller programming, but you will not get a chance to read about the hardware, that is about the IC chips or the very detailed communication or radar communication, signal systems processing, image processing, all this thing, right? Actually, we cannot get a chance to work completely on this area, whatever the industry is focusing now. So, if you choose communication engineering with the computer science, that is really a gift to you. So, to my understanding, compared to, other courses are so good, but compared to that, actually, the computer science with the specialization in communication engineering will be more suitable for those who are interested in both hardware and software, firmware kind of thing, and they can easily get a placement in kind of HCL, Infosys, Tata Hannibal, Yokogawa, Blue Star, Intel, and I can say actually Apple kind of companies, right? Actually, because they are more interested to take those people or candidates having hardware knowledge with the software exposure, right? That is really good. So you're doing both the courses in a single course, kind of sandwich course. That is really very good for you. And nowadays, actually, a lot of cyber security fields are required. Both hardware and software is much more required to avoid theft or bankrupts or whatever it may be, fraudulent activities. You need to be more sure on preventing that. So in those areas also you can easily get the job. And also in big industries like IT industries, and even with the government industries, right? Actually, you can become a electronics engineer or a software design engineer, or say recently actually from India, actually a Coimbatore based company has invented a cyber security or anti-theft software, which is playing the role of number one in the entire world, and even it was appreciated by the US government. So you can take the role in those areas and shine your future career. So actually, when I'm saying the communication scope, it is endless. Actually, in foreign countries, especially foreign countries, and so it is uncomparable. And now in India, we are moving towards the advancement in cyber security, blockchain, IoT, and all this. Digitalized futures. So to avoid fraudulent, middleman misleading activities, right? So, for example, if you're transferring the data from one point to another point, or one to important data on the industry about that, so some middleman will be involved and they will open the data and decode it, and again actually they will change a particular data format and send data information and send to the destination, and they will get confused with it. This is especially for during the military operations and everything, right? So, say for example, enemy countries are interrupting, doing middleman work, and say for example, your agent is working in one country, and he's sending one data, important data about particular activity of a enemy country or your own country's information, but that was interrupted by a middleman in their agency in the particular country they are located, and that was misleaded or misguided by them by changing the data, and again they resend that, and those who receive at the destination point will get confused with the data they receive. So this kind of data theft or data misleading or middleman activity can be controlled by the cyber security, and with the help of communication engineering they can avoid this kind of fraudulent or misguiding or misleading or middleman activities, and safeguard the national security. And even in many cases actually, cyber security with the hardware knowledge is much more important. So students who are more interested in hardware and software electronics, and then actually the microcontrollers software program software development can definitely choose this electronic computer science with specialization in communication engineering. It is a really good booming field. So think on that and take the engineering. Thanks for watching. This is GV Shivakumar signing off.